Well, hello.
So what can we talk about today?
I thought a good thing that maybe we could talk about is an issue that both you and Justine have had in the past, and that is of the gallbladder. Because I know that there are many people who have this issue, end up going to the medical professionals who want to remove the gallbladder. And that has its own little set of issues. So let's talk about some natural things that you guys have done to help with that.
Maybe first we could start off with symptoms.
Yeah, that is true. The symptoms are pretty intense.
So Justine can start with her symptoms of gallbladder issues.
Well,
which you had happen.
The first time that I had a gallbladder attack, I had no idea what was going on. I thought I just had really intense cramps, but it was more up in my back and into the front of my chest and like right here, sort of like mid, abdominal area. At first I had thought about possibly having some sort of like muscle spasm or something going on.
I remember
so
that.
It was very intense. My body felt tense and I felt hot, sweaty. After a few hours or maybe even an hour or two of feeling the pain develop here and through my back is when I started to actually throw up what I had eaten a few hours before, which was some fried food from good old Chili's. And that's when I called up Charlotte.
Also known as Mom.
Also Mom, aka Mom. And try to describe my symptoms to her to figure out what was going on. And unfortunately, but luckily for me, she had already had gallbladder problems, so she was, after describing my symptoms to her, had a suspicion that that's probably what was going on with me, and began to then tell me some remedies that I could try to be able to, help my situation. I did end up at first, before beginning more so of the treatment of trying to treat my gallbladder problems, I did go to the hospital to kind of get like a for sure answer whether that's what was going on or not.
Plus you were in a crisis.
Yeah.
So the pain was really, really intense, and I think you were even starting to get a fever, weren't you, or not?
Well, I was hot. I was definitely very hot and sweating. But I was also throwing up too. I had thrown up a couple times.
And also the fact, that your gallbladder, if it's in like that, a serious state of crisis, you want to be able to go and have people check it out and see that your life isn't in danger.
Yeah.
So maybe you can say what happened when you went to the hospital, what the recommendations were.
When I went to the hospital, their recommendation was just pain medication, and after, at first, they, took the x-rays to be able to see if there was any stones, and found the gallstones, and saw that it was inflamed, but after, expressing to the doctor my allergy to morphine, he then continued to try to prescribe me morphine, which was a little frustrating. And I just, sort of said, I'm not going to take the pain medication, not to prescribe it to me. I'll just wait for this to pass, because their solution was pretty much just allowing it to pass. They said time is, all that they could do.
Because they didn't want to take your gallbladder out at that time. It wasn't bad.
At that time, they weren't sure if it was like a, constant or chronic problem. It was my first attack, the first experience that I had. Never been to that hospital before either.
Right.
So.
Right. And I think this is a good point to make, that a lot of people, assume that the younger generation, or that this is an affliction of someone who's older, not somebody who's younger. So how old were you, Justine, when this first attack occurred?
I was 21. I'm 22 now.
So we're talking about someone who's, this is a convenience, the fast food, Five Guys, and all the other stuff. It tastes wonderful. Sheets. All those good things that, we think we're putting in our, well, we know we're not putting good things in our body, but
tasty.
Yeah, they're tasty, yes. And this can attack anyone. And so what I think that is good for people to know is that there are some answers out there besides morphine and pain medications and removal of a gallbladder. And so let's talk about some of those things that you guys have done. And I think we have some back here. Lo and behold, this rock just has them.
Oh.
And so let's talk about this one first. And this is
because I had
gallbladder formula.
Right, I had experience with this because several years ago, I didn't end up going to the hospital, but I had those same or very similar symptoms. I had the intense pain in my back. It was radiating from the front to my back, and it was in the gallbladder area. So it was, and I had, the even like the belching and the, there's other symptoms you can have with gallbladder in distress. And and at that time we were going out to eat a lot just for convenience sake, and I was eating probably more fried foods than I ever had in my life. And
that was me too.
Yeah.
During my semester, just trying to get some fast, quick food to be able to eat in between classes. So
right.
Definitely.
So you kind of do you do unfortunately the fast foods, the fried foods. You can pick better choices, but sometimes those the fried food seem to be the ones that are most available at all the restaurants and the most tasty. Let's admit that. So being, us, Justine has grown up taking Nature Sunshine since, she was just a little itty bitty thing, so the children's vitamins all the way up to, so you remedying an issue with herbs and supplements isn't new. But it was a crisis. It was a pretty big deal, I think, with the gallbladder. But one of the suggestions that I gave to her that I had used in the past was the Nature Sunshine's gallbladder formula. And, the herbs in this formula help your digestion, help with the gas or, there's the belching, soothes your digestive system, but also helps with the spasms. So, your body is in a spasmodic kind of mode, because your gallbladder is in distress. It does have herbs in there to relieve the spasms, so it helps with the pain. It does not only just helps with, improving your digestion, but it helps you with that pain that you might be having.
And it did.
Yeah, and it did.
And
so
it did.
Here you can hold it and you can talk about it.
Well, I didn't actually have this for my first attack. So my first attack was just sort of having to get through it. Drank a little bit of some lemon water with the lemon juice and did that to try to help, in that crisis moment. But afterwards, I have had more attacks since then, and I found that the gallbladder formula has been able to help either prevent an attack if I do go out and knowingly consume, a greasy, fatty, high fatty content food. I'll take just about 2 of these, really only 2 of these, and I'll be fine for the rest of the night. I don't think actually there's been a time where I've taken this, right after consuming something like that and had a gallbladder attack.
Okay, so it's a good prevention.
Yeah. I've definitely...
That's good for people to know.
Used it, yeah. I've definitely used it most as a prevention. Whenever... There's been times where I've gone out and forgotten this at home or left it somewhere that I didn't have and consumed something and wasn't able to take it and had the gallbladder attack. And once I was able to get home and start to take these, it still took maybe like a little bit of time for it to kick in, but it definitely would decrease the intensity of the attack, in combination with some other things as well. It's been very, very useful, and I still carry this around with me everywhere I go. I think also one of my other maybe valued properties of it is the fact that, you know, I feel that my gallbladder has actually healed, you know, and been able to handle more things on its own since taking this consistently.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean going out and eating, you know,
Right.
five guys every night. But
I don't eat Five Guys every day anymore.
Yeah, because
But-
that is important, you know, for
Absolutely.
people to know and to hear, because we're promoting a proactive approach in your health and well-being. So in your case, in my case, we didn't, the solution wasn't to take the gallbladder out. For you, they did ultrasound or whatever, didn't they see?
They
that you
saw
had-
the stones.
Yeah, they saw, but it wasn't enough for them to want to take your gallbladder out, because I think
Not at that time.
that would have been a
anyway.
drastic move,
Yeah.
you know. Even though you were in a crisis, well, they know they can, you know, suggest you to do something with the pain, just let it pass, and then start to, you know, work
Change
on your diet was the big thing. So this is instrumental, I believe, in a person that is going through that whole process. Okay, now, you know, you might have had the symptoms or had some, you know, common symptoms of gallbladder issues. Now is the time. That is the time to start, you know, using something like this to get your gallbladder's health back. Because you, like you said, yours improved it. I feel the same.
Yeah.
Because this was years ago. I'm going to say this was probably maybe close to 8 years ago when I had those first symptoms, or maybe even longer. But anyway, I'm not real good on the time there. But I wasn't in a position to go and have surgery anyway. We were living somewhere else, and I needed to do something to change, you know. And I've had really good results with that. Now, same with you. You know, if I ate something, to me, if it's something extra salty, or and I stay away from fried things, but like maybe extra salty things can affect mine as well, not just, you know, not just fried foods. But this is a proactive approach in getting your health back, or improving your health and your gallbladder.
There was definitely a lot of people that I would come across after telling them, you know, like, in that current time in my life, like, I have, like, gallbladder problems, I have to watch, you know, what I eat. There was quite a bit of people, they would just jump to the assumption, well, you should get it taken out, you know. You know, just remove my gallbladder from my body, just like it's, you know, easy, just like that.
Yeah, because then there's other issues, you know. It isn't just as simple as that. If it was just as simple as that, but people, you know, that have had their gallbladders out, of course, you know, they're not having a gallbladder attack anymore, but they have other things. They still have to make, you know, modifications to their diet and change lifestyle to
exactly.
They no
for
longer
that,
have a
you know?
gallbladder to do what it does for the body.
Right. So why not take care of the one you got?
Right.
Well, they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So, you know, just taking a little precautions now can really help us to prevent, you know, major catastrophic maneuvers, so to speak, when you're dealing with removing something. I mean, you know, that it's surgery, number one, and then everybody we've talked to that has had it removed, you know, the slightest things will upset them. So
or they have other symptoms associated.
It's not always, it's not the go-to answer. So, you know, what we're trying to do here is offer, you know, some really solid evidence that it works, and as well, you know, to go with this as opposed to something else, because, you know, again, you know, it's all a guessing game a lot of times, you know, and, you know, finding, you know, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, you know, suffering from gallbladder attacks, there's definitely something wrong, and there's definitely something going on with the food and everything. So let's take a preventative approach, you know, and really go a long way to helping prevent that. Now, you mentioned there's a couple other things that you've done. Now, this is one of the things that you've talked about here too, is this one.
Yeah, because you had mentioned something else that you wanted to say, you know, that helped you.
Yeah, the probiotic, also used in conjunction, sort of, with the gallbladder formula. This was also something that I would take, you know, if I went out at a restaurant, out with friends or something. and would want to, you know, take a precaution and a preventative approach to the health of my gallbladder, I would also take a probiotic such as this. This one is 11 elevated Nutribiome.
And it's the one I take.
Yes.
I take this one every day. I know the one that you took wasn't this exact same one, but Nature Sunshine, yeah, it's very similar. Nature Sunshine has several different probiotic formulas to meet different needs. If they even have children's probiotics. They come in a powdered form now, but when you were little, they were in a tablet form, and used to call them your cold vitamins, because we stuck them in the refrigerator, because we always keep, you know, the probiotics in the fridge.
Those were good though; they tasted good.
Yeah. Now they have powdered ones, that you can just mix in whatever.
I see.
Children's formulas, and I don't think they have any chewable ones anymore. But so the probiotics are helpful to your digestive system too. Yeah.
Again, it goes back to that prevention, you know, of helping, you know, your body to be able to digest the foods that we're putting into it. You know, it can, without it, a lot of times. I mean, I think the whole scheme of how people eat has changed. You know, people don't eat as healthy as they used to. It's a lot about.
There's a lot of things in the foods, you know, that we're having
a lot more unnatural ingredients.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, a lot more
preservatives.
And you know, and fried foods has, you know, it is where it's at for a lot of people. I mean, it's quick, it's easy, it's you know, it's very tasty. You know, hey, I'm a Five Guys kind of guy myself. You know, I like burgers and things like that. But I mean, there's a limit to how much our bodies can take, and when we're doing it on a daily basis, it can really wreak havoc on our digestive system.
Now, I would like to make a point. I never did have a gallbladder attack from Five Guys. Five Guys cooks their burgers in peanut oil.
There you go. There you go. So we're going to plug Five Guys today for that.
I should mention too that I love potato chips, you know, and as long as I eat potato chips that have been cooked in avocado oil, I'm good. Yeah, but if I eat regular potato chips, it's like kind of, you know.
Again, it depends on the oils and those types of things as well, and how they're prepared.
Yeah.
But you know, what we want to do, and I guess it comes back down again to that, is how often are we eating out? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we promoting? You know, I notice a difference when we've been eating in a lot and we go out to eat, because then, you know, we'll notice a difference in our gut, you know, and how it feels. And so we just have to be careful. These are excellent, you know, arsenals for us to have, you know, little tools in our arsenal that we can use to help prevent these things. And I know these two are living testimonies of how great it does work, and how it's, you know, potentially saved them from having to have that surgery done.
Right.
So if you're at that stage in your life and you wonder why you're experiencing these things, and you're questioning what's going on, you know, come talk to us. You know, you can talk to Justine, you can talk to Charlotte, you can talk to myself. And we're more than happy to help you, you know, get where you need to be. So all it takes is just reaching out.
Well, thank you.
Yep, thank you.